Alright guys, we're back with another Pokemon Masters video, and we're going to be continuing the tour of Victini and Hilda. I decided to change up how I do my showcases with all these sync pairs, and I'm going to be doing a lot of showcase over the couple weeks because I want to kind of showcase the characters, the sync pairs properly, and take them in events that are relevant in today's era of Pokemon Go, or Pokemon Masters. And so the first one we did was in Champion Stadium because that was a good representation to see how the character could perform when they're super effective and when they're up against an enemy with a lot of HP and all that kind of stuff. So we did it in the Champion Stadium. Now, this time it's going to be against Coballion because now we have the legendary Gauntlet, and going up against Coballion is a good test to see how Victini can perform, because Legendary Gauntlet is relevant for today's era of Pokemon Masters because we get lucky cookies, we could farm that up, and we need to get win streaks and everything. So if you can get Victini against Coballion performing very well, then that's going to be an easy win when Coballion shows up in the Legendary Gauntlet, and then you can try to get your win streak and then use Victini there. So Victini, I did a little glimpse of what I have built on Victini. So again, I'll show it again. And keep in mind, I have my Victini at 1 out of 5. So if you have Victini at 3 out of 5, 5 out of 5, of course, Victini is going to be performing a lot better. So for the grid, I just have the stat increase it, of course. We got Confusion power-ups, Serious Shot power-ups, V-Create power-ups, Flame-Proof, and Clear-Headed. Clear-Headed prevents him from getting confused, and then Flame-Proof, of course, prevents Victini from getting burned. So that's what I have on them. They're only at 1 out of 5, so of course, like, I'm just getting like the free stuff that comes with the grid. But all in all, Victini is still performing very well, as we saw in the Champion Stadium. Even at 1 out of 5, Victini can definitely hold up very well. And the fact that Victini can increase his defense, special defense, and speed after using V-Create is going to help a lot. Now, it says it gets lowered when you use V-Create, but because of the passive downside up, it'll allow you to increase the stats that are supposed to be lowering your stats. So because V-Create lowers your special defense, what was it? Special defense, physical defense, and speed. Because V-Create lowers those three stats, because of downside up, it turns those negatives into positives. So it really makes Victini self-sufficient when it comes to being defensive as well. And with Fierce Entry, you get +6 physical attack right away when you enter the battle. And then with the trainer move, it allows you to increase your special attack based on how much physical attack you increased, which mirrors that. So then your special attack will also get increased by +6, which is awesome. And stat-wise, Victini is very good. Over 550 physical attack and special attack with over 400 speed. A very solid Pokemon. Very, very good. And definitely still my go-to when it comes to picking fire types, even though they're 1 out of 5. So let's get with this battle with Coballion. This is the team that I'm going to be rocking with. We're running Leon here just because we can get burn off, because in order to really do damage against Coballion, we need to have him burned, and then that's what Leon has. And the reason why I'm also bringing him is because when we use Breaking Swipe, we lower his attack, defense, and speed by 1 stat rank. So that's going to be very helpful. And then I'm bringing Swana here for the potion, and then that's about it. So let's just get right into it and stop wasting more time, because it's already been like 3 minutes of me just talking. So yeah, let's lower the speed by 1 for now. We'll go for a Will-O-Wisp straight away, and then we'll start increasing our defense with Swana. And then instead of going for a Searing Shot, because there's only one enemy, which is Coballion, we're just going to go ahead and start using V-Create instead, so at least we can increase our physical and special defense and speed with Victini, because that's going to be very beneficial. So stage 1 for Coballion isn't really anything threatening, so really what we're doing here is just sort of setting up. We're going to set up in phase 2 or 3. Coballion actually cannot get burned, so then we're just going to be relying on straight raw attack with Victini. So that's what we're gonna have to do. But by then, like, we'll be at +3 on our sync buff and everything, so we'll be able to do a good amount of damage too. So let's go ahead and burn Coballion again, just so at least we can start doing damage again, because like we can see the difference. Victini is like only doing 1,000 damage right here, as opposed to when Coballion is burned, we're doing like 5,000 damage. So it's a big difference. So that's why you need to burn Coballion so at least we can actually do some damage. But again, in phase 3, we cannot burn Coballion, but by then we're of course gonna be like +3 on our sync move and everything, so like the stats, the buff that we're gonna be getting is gonna be quite substantial. So Leon is burned or poisoned, so we can't really attack too much with him anymore. So whatever stats Coballion ends up increasing, that's what we're just gonna have to deal with. So kind of unfortunate, but it's okay. I mean, it's not really okay, but I mean, at the same time, it's okay, because like, look at that, 11,000 damage, and that's just after +2 sync, our sync buff +2, which is great. So yeah, as you can see, Victini is definitely very good. So we're not really going to go for the burn anymore, just because now we're going to be finishing up this phase, and we are going to be we're not going to be able to burn Coballion after as well, after leaving this phase. So there's really no point in going for the burn. We could have gone for the burn and kind of finished this phase a little bit faster, but like there's really no point, because it's just going to be one attack. But like we're in no rush. We're in no rush at all. So there we go, phase 3, and we're going to be doing almost 3,000 damage. So as you can see, like by the time we get to this point, like Victini's going to be able to do a lot of damage, and our speed is so high that like our move gauge is just shooting fast to the form, or to the gauge that we need in order to actually get V-Create. So Leon is down, but that's okay. He was just there to help support with burning Coballion in the beginning phases of this fight, so like not too worried about that. And the Victini is fully maxed out on defense, so physical and special defense. Victini is completely maxed out. Coballion is very close to being down now. We're gonna go ahead, use our sync move, and he's still not even attacking. So after the sync move, we could probably go for a V-Create and then knock him out with one more V-Create before he's able to sync move. So that's actually pretty good. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. Actually, we can maybe knock him out right here. Probably knock him out, and yes, he is down. All right, awesome. So there we go. We're gonna do this one more time. We're gonna do this one more time again, because I like to do battles multiple times in a row, because then at least we can kind of see how like consistent a sync pair can be. Because when we see them in one battle, then that's just them in one battle. But if we do like 2 or 3 battles, we can kind of see a better representation on how the character or sync pair is going to be consistently. And honestly, I feel Victini is always going to be very consistent when it comes to the performance that we just saw. And of course, Searing Shot has a 30% chance of burning the enemy. So even if you don't have someone that can burn the enemy for you, Victini can have a 30% chance. So you don't have to worry about that. But it is a 30% chance, so it is going to be pretty low on the chance that you're going to be getting it. But if you're going up against 3 enemies and you're using Searing Shot, then the chance is still going to be 30%, of course, but you have multiple 30% chances to burn the enemy, which is pretty convenient. So there's that. But we're only going up against Coballion here, so of course we're only going to get the 30% chance. We're going to go for the sync move again with Sygna, and it's Coballion. Yeah, okay, so we'll go for the Will-O-Wisp again, because he's going to get rid of that now. And honestly, Victini is definitely impressive. Like, Victini is still impressing me. And keep in mind, this is only 1 out of 5. So when you get Victini to 3 out of 5, 5 out of 5, they're going to get way more multipliers. And you're going to be able to do way more damage with Victini. So, like, Victini is one of the sync pairs I definitely need to get to 3 out of 5. Because then at least I can access more of the grid and then get stuff that can make Victini way more powerful too. But, yeah, so Victini is going to be a great option in the Legendary Gauntlet whenever Coballion comes back in the Legendary Gauntlet, because the damage that Victini does is just going to be so good. Increasing special defense, physical defense against Coballion is going to be very helpful, because like he's able to do Swift, as you can see here. So Victini is going to be able to protect itself from special attacks as well, which is great. So yeah, like look at that, 11,000 damage. That's good. That's definitely good. And I have a soft spot for characters that can have, or that have an AoE attack. Characters that have AoE, my soft spot every single time. I love AoE, so whenever I see a character with AoE, I'm just instantly gonna like them already. And then if I don't like them, even if they have AoE, then it's just because like they're just terrible. Like they're just not a fun character to have. And that's hard to do for an AoE character for me. But Victini being this good, having an AoE, increasing defenses and speed, and stats could not get lowered on Victini. Like, this is just awesome. Victini is just insane. Still very good for today's meta. So I think Leon's gonna be good this time. Yeah, no, Leon is not gonna die, which is great. I say that and he's just about to die. Oh god, okay. But Coballion is close to being down anyway. Halfway. 2 more V-Crates and then we could go for, okay, well, yeah, no, never mind. I spoke too soon. Leon's gonna go down. He is gonna faint. He is 100% gonna faint. But we're gonna go for our sync move here. And then, yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's basically the same spot where he fainted the last time, but that's okay. That's A-okay. And I love the sync move animation. I love it. You have Hilda giving the peace sign, or the V sign, for Victini's V-Create, which is awesome. I love that. So, is this going to be 1 or 2 more V-Creates that we're going to do? Okay, no, 3 actually. But, Coballion's going to go down. And that's going to be it for the fight, right before their sync move. So as you can see, Victini is very good against Coballion. Even if Coballion's not burned, Victini is still able to do a good amount of damage to where you can actually still have Victini be useful in battle. So there's that. Obviously, early in the stages, you want to have Coballion burned because like that's when he's actually able to get burned. But at phase 3, he is not able to get burned. But by then, you're going to be at like +3, +4 on your sync buff. So then you're going to be able to do a lot of damage anyway. But early stages, you want someone that can actually help burn. Unless you use Victini's Serum Shot and get that 30% to activate. And then burn Coballion with Victini. So then you could just replace Leon or another sync pair. And just maybe more support to help with healing and all that stuff. So you can do that. Like, there's so many options because Victini is very self-sufficient to where it allows you to have more options for other members on the team, which is awesome, and that's what I love. So that's gonna do it for this video. Let me know what you guys think of Victini. I am gonna be doing another video with Victini, showcasing them in co-op to see how good they can be with just themselves, self-sufficient with what they could do on their kit in co-op, because obviously in co-op you're going with other players and you're just basically kind of relying on yourself on stat increases unless you are communicating with your teammates. So obviously that doesn't happen all the time. Everybody just goes solo or they just go commando where they're just not really supporting anybody else in co-op. So we're going to see how Victini could do with them just being a solo player in the event. So that's good for this video. Let me know what you guys think of Victini and Hilda, and I'll see you guys on the next one.